Alrighty, everyone. Welcome to our first in the Ep1 Admiral Dreadnought series. We're going to be playing as Germany. It's an interesting nation as far as I'm concerned. Doesn't quite have the same level of isolation that, say, like America does. Doesn't have the same massive economy potential, and does give us some early potential for expansion. So we're gonna play some Germany here. We are gonna start a new campaign, obviously, and we'll get going. We'll see what our economic situation looks like, and then we'll see what we're going to be doing to start. So I'll see you guys in just a second when we get there. All right, everyone. We're coming in, and we are looking at a ridiculously good, and I mean ridiculously good, German economy here. Almost 12%, so 11 and a little bit over 11.5% growth is phenomenal. We're gonna make use of that. I don't know how a lot of you guys play, or if you guys play, but I like starting off with getting my transport capacity as high as possible. The reason for that is absolutely simple. More money means we get to do more things, and we get to do it easier. Our next goal is we're going to get tech to 60%. That's not leaving us a massive monthly balance. But it also means that we're going to start going ahead technology-wise, and that's going to be a big deal. The next thing I'm going to do is come over to here. I don't like how the game auto starts you with a bunch of different ship designs. So we're going to find some and eliminate them. Like, we don't need this. Yeah, don't need this. We're not using that design, and it's not exactly what I would call a great design. Anyway, I mean, granted, none of the starter ships are going to be amazing in design to start with, but we don't need that one. And we don't need this one either. We've only got one torpedo of that class. And while it is just as fast as the other one, it's got one torpedo versus two torpedoes. More torpedoes on a torpedo boat is better. So we're going to get rid of that. And we'll get rid of the Stettin, I guess, here. 8 torpedoes is a lot, but probably more. So we'll do that. We'll leave it there for now. We're just going to be doing some basic trimming in the future anyway. Like, we'll try and replace those designs as soon as we can. So it's not exactly like we're having a massive issue there. As far as politics go, I want to know what you guys want to think. I'm kind of leaning towards an alliance with Italy, and maybe either Britain or France. But I'm also open to the possibility of just slowly working our way through and becoming the single real superpower in the world. We'll see. For now, I think what I'll do is try and improve relations with the British. Actually, no. Let's go try and improve relations with Japan, just because they're an easier empire to start with. And see where we go. I'll look forward to hearing what you guys think before I make long-term plans for that. And yeah, we'll see you guys whenever we get something ready to go. All right, so we're getting a little bit of extra tech here, things that are going to help us with our new designs. We're slowly starting to improve some of our international relations, right? So, like, we've managed to cut the negative opinion by about a third with the Brits bringing it up, and we're slowly bringing the opinion of the Japanese up as well. I don't want to do too much. I do want to hear what you guys are thinking as far as international relations. Please let me know in the comments what you're thinking here. But we're also getting closer to a new ship design that we're really looking at, the cruiser design. We want to get that going. And actually, you know, we are building upgrading our shipyards, and we can go ahead, I think, and produce a little bit more in the way of tech budget. And this negative balance, this almost 3 million, that's not a lot of money. I know it sounds like a lot. It really isn't a lot of money. Granted, we don't have much in the way of reserves, but we have enough to really soak in a turn or two of loss like that. It's not really a big deal. Um, so, and just like that, we're already 2 million back positive. Probably, I would guess that's because the shipyard's finished. Yeah, our shipyard's finished. While we can, we're going to want to keep building shipyards. But as you can see, we went back to building shipyards, and our total loss here is less than it was. That's the benefit of having maxed out transport capacity, is that like our economy just grows better. So we're gonna keep that as high as possible for as long as possible. And ideally, right, we will never bring it down. It might happen, but we'll hope that it doesn't. And I'll see you guys here in a little bit, probably whenever I go to design this cruiser. So, see you in a second. All right, so it is time to design a new light cruiser. We'll see what we can do. Like, obviously, we're early in the game, so this is not going to be the world's biggest, best, most whatever, most technologically advanced cruiser in the world. But we're going to try and get it to where it's something that, as a German Navy, like, we can enjoy a little bit. Now, as you can see, there is a lot of different options. This is part of why I want to put as much into tech as we can get away with, because our ships are limited to a weight for their class, right? So like light cruisers have a certain weight that they cannot be bigger than heavy cruisers, a different weight, so on and so forth. And like we have to have certain things in our fleet to be able to do other things. Like we have to have battleships, we have to have this thing, we have to have that thing. So the more money we can put into tech, the faster we're going to level that up. The faster we level that up, the better as far as things that we can do and how effective our ships are going to be. All right, so what I've done is I've given us a torpedo, I've given us 2, 4, 6, 8 5-inch guns, which aren't massive, right? But they're not terrible. We're not really very engine efficient. That's going to be something that is going to affect our ability to stop and go, and sometimes that will mean that, our ships aren't going to be able to get out of the way of things. Unfortunately, that's just sometimes how it is. It just is, like we'll have to get better engines, we'll have to get better funnels, boilers, all that kind of stuff. But that's the tech coming back. The better we can get with that, the better off we will be. We are going to give this sucker as much armor as we can. We have to watch our weight right here, right? But we'll give it as much as we can. Now, if you're not familiar with how the armor works, the belt is going to be the armor that's like right here, right? On the side of the ship. and that's going to stop closer range fire that comes in, from side. Whereas deck armor, which is going to be this stuff on top, that's going to stop plunging fire from like further away. So that's kind of how that works. I mean, it's a pretty simplified version, but it's also a mostly accurate thing. Now, I want you to watch right up here with this pitch and this roll and this engine efficiency. As we change the armor, you can see that stuff is going to change. Now, what that's doing is that's telling us some characteristics about how the ship handles, right? So pitch is going to be how much forward and back roll the ship has, which is going to affect our accuracy. And roll is going to be the side-to-side rolling that also affects our accuracy. So we want those numbers as low as we can get them. The difference here is going to be like we also just need to have armor. Like, our ships are going to get into combat. We know they're going to get in combat, so we have to have them where they can get shot. We don't want them to get shot. It's going to stink if they get shot. But that doesn't change the fact that they are likely to get shot. We do have a little bit. There we go. We were a little overweight there, but we're gonna fix that. So this is the newest German light cruiser. In terms of like overall in the game, it's not very good, but it's certainly better than what we had, right? It's bigger. It's faster. It's got some better internal protections. It's got better armor. It's got better supplementary technologies. So like our gun cotton versus black powder. Yeah, gun cotton is a little bit more expensive. And heavier, right? I mean, we can look at this, but we're doing much better damage as well. Now, we do have some risk of some flash fires and so on and so forth. Not fantastic, but we are also not going to worry about that too much. Mostly because flash fires are actually really hard to do. They're amazing if you can get them on the enemy. They're devastating if they happen to you, but they actually are difficult to do. So we're going to go ahead and go with that better technology for the extra damage. And we're going to save the design. Now, what does that mean for us? We have a new cruiser design. What does that mean? Well, first of all, we're not going to keep this design around. We have no reason to keep an outdated design around. We don't want to keep an outdated design around. Other thing that it means is we come over and we see we've got about a little over $2 million a month coming in. And these things cost a little over $6.5 million to produce. We're still going to build some, right? We're going to build 3, I think. Not enough to really go anywhere with the new design, but it's something. Now, we started in that positive. Why? One thing we're going to have to do is plan ahead, because as you can see, they're going to take 10 months to build. That's a long time. I mean, realistically, if we were in the real world, 10 months is not that long. But it does mean that we're looking ahead. And it also means that $6.6 million price tag for each ship is not something we pay up front. We're going to pay a portion of it up front every month, a tenth, because it takes 10 months to build them. And that's fine. That works for us because that also means that we're building ships without going net negative every single time just because we don't have, you know, a 10 or 20 or $50 million a month income. So as far as our politics, like I said, I've kept it mostly even. I'm mostly just trying to keep us where we can make a decision about what we want to do. So, like I said, let me know. About the only thing I will say is I do want to try and go to war with Russia, right? Because that's going to let us capture these ports. And since we're the head of the Navy, right? We're not the head of the country. We're not the head of the Army. We're not the head of the military overall. We're just in charge of the Navy. Having some of these ports would, one, mean that we are solidifying our hold on the Baltic, which is fantastic. It also means that we're going to be able to kind of have less territory to defend, right? Because we've been looking at Germany. That's fantastic. But we can't forget we have territories in Africa. We have some territory out here in the Southeast Asian area. So, like, Germany is not anything less than a colonial power. We may not be the biggest, the way that, like, everyone thinks traditionally, like France and England were. But we are a colonial power. We do have places overseas that we also have to defend if it comes to a war. And so by reducing the number of ports that Russia could hit us with, if we get into a war with someone that Russia likes, means that we can more effectively defend our outer colonies because we don't have to put as many ships in the Baltic at the same time. So it's something to keep in mind. We are going to look at that. But for now, I'm going to keep this one short, give you guys an opportunity to tell me what kind of strategy we're going for. Are we looking to overthrow the British Empire as the predominant colonial power? Are we going for like an Asian empire, an African empire, you know, that kind of thing? Tell me what you're thinking, and I will see you guys in the next one. As always, comments, tips, suggestions, welcome in the comment section, and I will see you guys next time. Dragonheart, signing off.